Isabella had spent the last 5 years roaming the world with her camera, capturing landscapes, people, and fleeting moments of beauty. But even as her portfolio grew, a sense of incompleteness lingered inside her, a feeling she couldn't quite place. Returning to her hometown after all those years felt strange. It was supposed to be temporary, just a visit. But the moment she arrived, the weight of memories hit her harder than expected. Her childhood home hadn't changed much, and neither had the cliffs overlooking the sea where she spent most of her time growing up. They were as breathtaking as ever, waves crashing against the rocks below, creating a perfect image of wild beauty. But what drew her back more than anything was a person, Lily. The first time she saw her again, it was like the years apart vanished in an instant. Lily was still the same in many ways, her hair slightly shorter, her smile just as radiant, her voice warm and familiar. They reconnected effortlessly, picking up their friendship as if no time had passed at all. But something in the way they looked at each other had shifted. There was a tension, a deeper layer of unspoken feelings that Isabella hadn't acknowledged before. A week into her visit, Lily suggested they visit the cliffs again, like old times. Isabella agreed, though her heart pounded at the thought. She wasn't sure why. Maybe it was the setting, or the fact that the cliffs had been their spot, a place where they shared everything as kids. Or maybe it was because there was something unsaid between them that had to be confronted. They walked in comfortable silence, the sun setting in the distance, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. The moment felt serene, but Isabella's mind was racing. How long could she ignore the feelings that had been bubbling up inside her? As they reached the edge of the cliff, Lily sat down and patted the ground next to her. Isabella joined her, the sound of the ocean filling the space between them. The sky was a brilliant gradient now, the sun hanging low on the horizon. "You know, I missed this," Lily said softly, her voice almost lost in the wind. Isabella nodded, her heart squeezing in her chest. "Yeah, I missed it too." They sat there for a few moments, just watching the sky and the sea, until Lily broke the silence again. "Why did you leave without saying anything?" The question hit Isabella like a wave, unexpected but inevitable. She had left their hometown abruptly years ago, diving headfirst into a life of travel without so much as a goodbye. At the time, she had told herself it was because she needed to find herself. But that wasn't the whole truth. I was scared," Isabella admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Lily looked at her, brows furrowed in confusion. "Scared? Of what?" Isabella swallowed hard, her heart pounding louder than the ocean below. She had never spoken these words aloud, not even to herself. "Of you. Of how I felt about you." The confession hung in the air between them, raw and vulnerable. Isabella couldn't bear to look at Lily, afraid of what she might see in her eyes, confusion, rejection, or worse, indifference. But Lily didn't speak. Instead, she reached out and gently placed her hand on Isabella's. The touch was warm, grounding, and sent a shock of electricity through Isabella's entire body. "You don't have to be scared," Lily said softly, her thumb brushing over the back of Isabella's hand. Isabella finally turned to look at her, and in Lily's eyes, she didn't see rejection. She saw understanding, maybe even something more. The distance between them suddenly felt smaller, more manageable, and as if drawn by some invisible force, they leaned toward each other. Lily's lips were soft, hesitant at first, but quickly growing bolder. Isabella's heart raced as she melted into the kiss, all the tension, the years of unresolved feelings, dissolving in that one perfect moment. It was passionate, but not rushed, gentle and filled with the promise of something more. When they finally pulled apart, both breathless, Lily smiled. "I've been waiting for you to realize it." Isabella laughed, feeling lighter than she had in years. "I'm glad I finally did." Story 2.